Hello, this is World University and Schools live. Oh, this is World. This is World University and Schools live hangout on air on Monday, May 18th. And it's 10 a.m. Pacific time. You're welcome to join this conversation. It's also live streamed. Today I'd like to, as I wear this coronavirus pandemic mask, still in the middle of coronavirus around the world, although things appear to be easing. So I'll take off the mask. I hope to talk about a monthly business meeting, Open World University and Schools monthly business meeting this past Saturday, May 16th, 2020. And in particular, about our ongoing exploration of collaboration, further collaboration with MIT. MIT OpenCourseware has about 2,400 courses online, free to take anytime, free to learn from. And World University and School seeks to build from these into 200 countries' official and main languages. So we'd like to create 200 major online universities. And as Wiki schools also in those 200 countries' official and main languages, but particularly to offer online degrees, free to students, MIT OpenCourseware centric. The degrees we'd like to offer are bachelor, PhD, law, medicine, and IB high school, if possible. We're exploring how to proceed further. And in the process, we're seeking our second undergraduate class this autumn, 2020, in the college at World University and School. And for a bachelor's degree that would take approximately 4 years. We've been in touch with the MIT president, Raphael Reif, and as a consequence, we've had a 30-minute conversation with Professor Sanjay Sarma, who's the vice president in MIT's Office of Digital Learning, and who seems to be interested in the languages focus of World University and School. One of the ways World University and School seeks to develop in all 200 countries' official languages is through machine translation. And machine translation is coming along. Google Translate, for example. I've been reading about 10 newspapers from as many different countries and that were originally published in those languages, and using Google Translate to translate these newspapers. World University and School may well take a similar approach, since the translation quality is getting quite good, with MIT OpenCourseware. However, the books from any given language to another don't go across very easily. Partly there's copyright issues, and also translation isn't that great yet. So because MIT OpenCourseware has experience as a culture, in a sense, with about 10 different languages, they're officially in 4 languages now, Spanish, Korean, and Chinese, I think. World University and School hopes to build on also and explore collaboration with MIT OpenCourseware's experience with translating MIT OpenCourseware courses. Typically, it's an institute for science, can be a university, an academy in another country that has decided to take on MIT OpenCourseware and translate it. And all the people who do the translation get that knowledge in a sense. So they're potentially faculty members, in these countries' languages, which is great. So in conversing with Sanjay Sarma, the professor of mechanical engineering and vice president in the Office of Digital Learning at MIT, and originally from India, where India has 22 official languages, and in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic, World University and School is seeking to explore further a way to expand World University and School's multiple language focus, as well as conceptually Creative Commons for MIT OpenCourseware into MITx on the edX platform, where there are about 205 MIT OpenCourseware MITx courses now, I've recently heard. And especially World University and School seeks to expand further our multiple language focus in exploring collaborating with both MIT and Harvard as they emerge online due to the coronavirus pandemic. So there's a significant shift to online education by Harvard and MIT, and I suspect it's mostly in English. And World University and School will explore how that might expand into other languages. edX itself has a focus already of about 15 non-English languages, 15 to 20 non-English languages. So World University and School has heard back from Sanjay Sarma in the Office of Digital Learning at MIT, and we're staying tuned per his email about next steps. So as World University and School seeks to matriculate 500 to 2,000 undergraduates this autumn in English, online, from all 200 countries for free-to-students bachelor's degrees that are MIT OpenCourseware centric, students would sign up and register and apply via worlduniversityandschool.org, our homepage. And World University and School would also seek reimbursement from all 200 countries' departments of education per student per year eventually, as we plan to offer online MIT or Stanford caliber degrees. Initially, we may seek to ask in terms of reimbursement for $55,000 per country and open it up to all of their students who might be interested in a 4-year free-to-students bachelor's degree, conceptually, brainstorming-wise, on an edX platform. It will likely be something else. And then as World University and School is able to offer MIT and Stanford, Harvard caliber degrees with time, we would like to let those countries know in advance that we will eventually seek something like $55,000 per student per year, or what tuition is at MIT, for example. So to start, it would be something like reimbursement from departments of education in all 200 countries, $55,000 per year, and then eventually we would move to per student per year. So World University and School also seeks to add a money transfer mechanism for such reimbursements to our website. And in doing so, World University and School is planning to code for matriculating students in all 200 countries' official languages, and then also speakers of all 7,117 known living languages as wiki teachers and learners at our wiki schools in each of all of those languages. And then conceptually, World University and School will seek to code for all 7.5 billion people on the planet, also as wiki learners and teachers. And at our U at World University and School wiki page subject. And from this, in adding and seeking to code for a money transfer mechanism, conceptually this could be like PP, but we are in focusing on emergent cryptocurrencies, digital currencies. We would like to develop our own money transfer mechanism for countries, for example, to contribute to as reimbursement for their students, and also for donations. So all of this that I'm talking about so far has to do with World University and School's nonprofit side, our 501c3 tax-exempt charity, worlduniversityandschool.org. And in planning to code for all 7.5 billion people in all 7,117 living languages, the coding process for World University and School would likely begin in Wikidata's 300 languages. We donated ourselves to Wikidata in 2015 and got our front-end Miraheza Media Wiki World University and School, which there's 725 pages or so presently. And each student in all 7,000 languages, all 7.5 billion people, conceptually, brainstorming-wise, would get a Wikidata PIN number, something like this, which could relate to a Wikidata Q item number, but not using that terminology. And so this money transfer mechanism could work in numerous ways on this nonprofit side around even all 7.5 billion people. The next item I'd like to talk about is Nityas Vidyalela, or Freedom College in Sri Lanka, which is southeast of India. And I've been in touch much with its founder, Rifai, recently. And World University and School seeks to build out Sri Lanka World University and School in the Sinhala language and also in the Tamil language as well. And in the process, World University and School seeks to develop this with translation, perhaps Google Translate, creating MIT OpenCourseWare courses that are, and degrees that might even be relevant and accredited in one way or another in Sri Lanka. At first, this will likely be as if 100 Sri Lankan high school students applied to MIT or Stanford. Some got in, some came to the United States and got an undergraduate degree in chemical engineering at MIT or at Stanford. And that undergraduate chemical engineering degree, hypothetically, was, for example, was accredited through MIT's accreditation or Stanford's accreditation, in a sense. And the Sri Lankan students would then potentially return to Sri Lanka, and in many countries, probably Sri Lanka as well, such chemical engineers would have to pass a licensing exam in their countries to be able to practice as chemical engineers. And that's the current idea. A Sri Lankan student would conceptually take edX courses for 4 years in chemical engineering, get a World University and School accredited degree, and then potentially have to pass the licensing exam in Sri Lanka to practice as a chemical engineer with World University and Schools, free to students, undergraduate bachelor's degree in chemical engineering that's MIT OpenCourseware centric. And the last item I'd like to talk about on the World University and School side here is that World University and School was glad to learn in the Stanford Law CodeX presentation by a Stanford alumnus named Ivan Lee on Thursday, this past week, I think that was May 14th, 2020, that the project he's working on called datasaur.ai, like dinosaur.ai, datasaur.ai, has recently added the Thai language capabilities, I think, to the Chrome browser, and thus, I think, completing all 200 countries' main and official languages coding possibilities and native language speakers possibilities in the Chrome browser. So it makes it possible for Thai speakers potentially to engage fully in the Chrome browser. And also, World University and School was amazed and very glad to hear that Ivan Lee's datasaur.ai project, which is data labeling software for training natural language processing models, including machine learning assisted labeling and workforce management features, is offering their project for free to universities. And again, World University and School is seeking to create 200 online universities in countries' main and official languages. Ivan Lee also got some contracts from the Stanford Law or Stanford Law's website databases and showed how tagging for natural language processing in contracts would work in his 20-minute presentation at Stanford Law CodeX last Thursday. And that's all relevant, potentially even for World University and School's online law schools. For example, the Sri Lanka Law School, World University and School, Sri Lanka Law School at World University and School, or Thailand Law School at World University and School, in the Sinhala language, in the Thai language, eventually. Amazing, and thank you, Ivan Lee. Now I'm going to change focus here and just mention briefly some WUaS Corporation recent developments per agenda and news from monthly business meeting this past Saturday, May 16th, 2020. So first item is the WUaS Press financial report shows percentage-wise a tremendous increase over last month's revenue, almost 200% increase over last month's revenue. The stock market as a whole has averaged something like 10% over 80 years or so per year. And that's what World University and School Corporation would aim for with information technologies and further machine learning possibilities to return something like 11.5% per year as we proceed ahead through the years. The item B is the WUaS Corporation also plans to develop a payment money transfer mechanism, which could work in numerous ways, and particularly for anticipating a single cryptocurrency, one digital currency, brainstorming-wise, backed by some number of 200 countries' central banks. And this payment money transfer mechanism would be for universal basic income experiments to alleviate poverty around the world, and also to facilitate distribution of a single cryptocurrency backed by a large number of 200 countries' central banks. So this would be post the euro currency in 19 out of 28 nation states. And World University and School also seeks, this is another enormous idea, to list on the Silicon Valley long-term stock exchange, which is emerging, and perhaps even with regard to UBI experiments, as WUAS codes for all 7.5 billion people on the planet, again, probably in Wikidata's 300 languages, for something like every Wiki WUAS teacher learner, a Wikidata pin item number, a Wikidata pin number, or relating somehow to a Wikidata Q item number. And in facilitating a single cryptocurrency, WUS seeks to facilitate UBI experiments, again, for all 7.5 billion people in this WUAS coding moment. And the last item I'd like to focus on is this WUAS corporation payment money transfer mechanism would also function in the 7,117 languages for World University and Schools bookstores, computer stores, robotics stores, as well as WUAS's hospital technologies distribution centers, potentially in all 200 countries, and which are planned both on the ground and online, and potentially in something like QuickBooks with possibly the MinePi digital currency. And all of this would emerge on a kind of platform that World University and School seeks to develop from our wikis, and potentially in collaboration with Google Alphabet in one way or another, in many ways. So that's the WUS news and live stream for today. Just as one additional item, we're planning Lego robotics that are both physical, for machine learning even, and digital as well, in a realistic virtual earth for Lego and a realistic virtual earth for Legos. Those are hashtags on Twitter. And in doing so, seek to make possible home robotics for people in all 200 countries, both physical and digital. There's one MIT OpenCourseware experimental Lego robotics course, and World University and School may create many more with our emergent platform. Conceptually, potentially something like MIT OpenCourseware into MITx on the edX platform, but may well be something very different on our wiki as we continue to add courses, MIT OpenCourseware courses, to our wiki, wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org, which is also very open. As a wiki, you can teach and learn there freely, and feel free to edit it, teach to it, learn from it. So thank you for joining this World University and School live stream on May 18th, 2020. I'm Scott McLeod, and this is potentially an open conversation. So if you'd like to join in light stream, I'll send you an invitation. Let me know at info@worlduniversityandschool.org. Twitter feed is twitter.com/WORLDUNIVANDSCH. YouTube stream channel is youtube.com/WORLD UNIVANDSCH. And our email address is info@worlduniversityandschool.org. And worlduniversityandschool.org is also our website. So see you next week. I think that's Monday, May 25th, 2020 at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Feel free to join in from any time zone that you might be in. And until then, and in the middle of this coronavirus pandemic, which seems to be becoming more manageable, I'm going to put on my bandana, coronavirus pandemic mask again, share this little robot puppy, which we hope we can all code and build together, and sign off. Until next